Here's some notes to write down about dividing fractions by multiplying by the reciprocal. Go ahead and copy this down. So the reciprocal of a number is the number you can multiply by it to get a product of 1. So if you figure out how do you get 1 by multiplying this number, that will tell you the reciprocal. So for example, 3/4 and 4/3 are reciprocals because if you multiply them, you get 1. 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 3 is 12, 12 over 12 is 1. So when you have a fraction and you flip it upside down to multiply, that always happens because the top is on the bottom and the bottom is on the top. You end up with the same number on the top and bottom, which equals 1 if it's a fraction. So to get a reciprocal of a fraction, you just swap the numerator and denominator. If you have a whole number, you have to remember that a whole number can be written as a fraction over 1. So 6 equals 6 over 1. So its reciprocal is 1 over 6. So even with a whole number, you can flip it over to get the reciprocal. And then if it's a mixed number, you want to make it into an improper fraction first and then flip it. So you can't take 1 3/4 and just flip the 4 and the 3. That will not be correct. You have to make it into a mixed number first. So 1 times 4 is 4, plus 3 is 7, so that's 7/4, and the reciprocal is 4/7. So remember when you're using models or whatever, when you're multiplying by a fraction, the same answer comes when you're dividing by a fraction, you get the same exact answer if you multiply by its reciprocal. So we just flip one of them over and multiply. So let's look at some examples. This is still part of your notes. 10 divided by 2 is the same thing as 10 times 1/2. So if you have 10 objects, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, dividing them by 2 means to put it into 2 equal groups. So 2 equal groups would be, there's a group of 5, there's a group of 5. So 2 equal groups of 5. Or we can do 10 times 1/2, which means 1/2 of 10. Same answer. We divided it into 2. Half is 5. So dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, or 1/2. So check out these other examples and copy them down into your notes. And then we'll do a couple together. All right, so 5/14 divided by 9/19, and it says multiply by the reciprocal to calculate. So you'll do 5/14, and then divided by 9/19 means it's going to be times 19/9. So then you're going to do 19 times 5 to multiply the top, 45, 95, 5 times 19 is 95, and then 14 times 9 on the bottom, 36, 9 plus 3 is 12, so 95 over 126. Let's try another one. Divide fractions by multiplying by the reciprocal. Enter improper fractions when necessary. Do not simplify. So it doesn't want you to turn it into a mixed number, and it doesn't want you to simplify. So 14/14 divided by 19/18. They turned it into 14/14 times 18 over 19, because that's the reciprocal of 19 over 18. So you're going to do 14 times 18 on the top. Four times 8 is 32, 11, and then put a 0, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1. So we get 252 on the top. And then 14 times 19 9 times 4 is 36. 12. 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. So we end up with 266 on the bottom. All right, so try a couple of practice problems, turn in your notes, and then you will see this come back up on your scoot pad and you'll know how to do it.